What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eye Bri, also known as PT. You don't know if I'm winking or I'm blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the Walking Dead contract news, what people are thinking. People are saying a lot of different things right now over the internet, on social media, and everything. And people are like, what's true, what's not? We're going to break it down, some information about Carol and Daryl's contracts. Are they safe? Are they not? We'll share with you. Spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead, which includes the comic, TV show, spinoffs, all that. But first, guys, before we get to it, it's very important for us to achieve that goal of 100,000 subscribers, and we need your help to achieve it. We're super close to that goal. Hit the join button to become a value member of our PT channel, Walking Dead family, and ring the bell to be notified when we post videos every day. Now, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of speculation, a lot of theories and rumors. Not confirmed spoilers, again, not confirmed spoilers or anything about Carol's fate, but a lot of people think she's going to die in the season 10 finale. I personally do not, so I'm not sure why people are thinking that. Well, actually I do, and I'll share it with you later in the video. Now, way back when, at the end of season 9 going into season 10, Norman Reedus and Melissa McBride have signed 3-year contract extensions with The Walking Dead, and Danai Gurira was currently in negotiations going into season 10. So Carol and Daryl had a 3-year contract for season 10, 11, and 12, and Danai Gurira signed a 1-year contract for season 10. So Carol and Daryl look to be safe for season 10, 11, and 12 per their contract. And look, I know what you're gonna say. Contracts don't mean anything on The Walking Dead. A lot of characters died when they had a contract. Don't worry, we'll talk about that. But Danai Gurira is gone from the TV show. She had a handful of episodes, just like Rick did in his final season, but Danai Gurira had 4 episodes in the first half of season 10 and 1 in the back half of season 10, where Rick, Andrew Lincoln, had the first 5 episodes of season 9, and then he was done. But Michonne was in episode 1, 3, 4, 8, and 13. And I know a lot of people didn't like her final episode on the show, but they had to do something. Maybe we get a spin-off show, or a movie or something with Michonne, and I personally hope we get to see the character again in a big way in the movies and beyond. But Michonne is gone on the show. Maybe she comes back in the final season of The Walking Dead, which would be pretty great. But Michonne joins the list of characters that are not going to be on the show anymore, but I hope so down the road. Now, Carl was the future of the show, and I can't believe they killed him off. And so many people are saying that he had a 5-8-year contract and then they killed him off. What was Gimple doing? Well, a lot of people are saying a lot of different things, and I do feel like Carl was supposed to be the future of the show, but now we have Judith, so we're going to have a Grimes leading this show down the road. And, you know, Chandler was an actor on the show, and some people liked him, some people didn't, but Carl's journey was very interesting. He was a young kid, he was kind of annoying, he kind of blossomed to a character we liked, and then he was going to be the future of the show. He lost his eye, and you know, it was one of those things where you're like, all right, I don't know what they're doing here. And yes, I know the eye patch is on the wrong eye here, I just flipped the picture, but Old Man Carl happened in the comic, so you got it there. And it was one of those things where the show is the show and the comic is the comic, but I would have liked to have seen Old Man Carl. I hope we have Old Lady Judith. And let's get something straight about Chandler Riggs' contract. Chandler's father said this on Facebook a couple years ago. Watching Gimple fire my son 2 weeks before his 18th birthday after telling him they wanted him for the next 3 years was disappointing. And I believe Chandler had a 2-year contract. One was guaranteed for season 8, and then one would have been picked up for season 9, but they killed him off in season 8, so that wasn't happening. So we're not sure exactly why it was. Was it that Chandler was going to be 18 and they had to pay him more money, or contract disputes or whatever, but Carl was killed off? Kind of like Andrea. And Andrea got a raw deal on the show. The comic character of Andrea was supposed to end up with Rick, but that couldn't happen because Andrea was killed off in season 3. And the actress who played Andrea on the show said she had an 8-year deal. So was it from season 1 to season 8 and she dies in the war or something? But the showrunner that took over before Gimple did made the decision to kill Andrea off in season 3. So that really sucks to have an 8-year contract and to think you're going to be there and have a job for 8 years and something that you want to be a part of, and then boop, killed off 1 or 2 years later is really tough. But this is a business. And it's interesting that season 10 episode 16 is titled A Certain Doom. And this is the comic cover of that title, where Andrea dies. She's bit on the neck, and a lot of people are saying, what if Carol gets Andrea's death? I see a bite on her neck. I see bite marks in that picture. I don't agree with any of that. But Andrea and Rick never happened on the show. That was Michonne and Rick. And people thought Michonne was going to get this death. But obviously that didn't happen. Now I think Father Gabriel is the best candidate for this type of death, where he tries to save people. He gets bit, has to say goodbye to Rosita, and we'll see if it happens. Now we've seen a lot of cast and characters on The Walking Dead. I mean, this is the 10th season of The Walking Dead going into season 11. And so many people have come and gone on the show. I mean, this is The Walking Dead. People are going to die. We've met a lot of people. We had some people that we liked and loved and hated. But either way, we've lost a lot of characters. Now, recently, we lost a lot of main awesome characters. Like in season 7, season 8, season 9, season 10, whether they were killed off, like Abraham and Glenn in season 6, really season 7, episode 1. And I mean, we lost a lot of main characters in season 7, 8, 9, and 10. If you think about it, how can the show recover if we lose another main character? We lost Glenn, Abraham, Sasha, and of course smaller characters along the way, along the journey. I mean, this is The Walking Dead. We're going to lose characters, right? The biggest loss and the biggest change was losing Carl in season 8. And a lot of people think if Carl didn't die on the show, we would still have Rick and we wouldn't have lost him. But either way, in season 9, we lost Rick Grimes on the TV show. He's still alive in the Walking Dead universe, and we're still waiting, impatiently waiting, by the way, for Rick Grimes movie news. So Andrew Lincoln said this at Comic-Con, and people still ask today, when's Rick coming back? This will be my last season, that's season 9, playing the part of Rick Grimes. I love this show, it means everything to me. I love the people who make this show. I'm particularly fond of the people who watch this show. So Andrew Lincoln is not coming back to the TV show, maybe down the road in the final season, but we lost Maggie in season 9 as well, only to get her back in the season 10 finale for season 11, and it should be great. But how many times can we lose a character and really continue with the show? A main character too. I mean, Jesus wasn't the biggest character, but we lost him in season 9 as well. I mean, we're losing big characters. Characters pick up the slack because they're still on the show, like Tara, and then she dies in season 9 as well. How can the show continue on and on and on? I mean, season 10, we lost Sadiq, and Michonne left the show. She's not coming back anytime soon, if ever. There's no plan to bring her back, but you never know. They love to say that. But again, a lot of people think that Carol is going to get the Andrea comic death where she saves people and gets bit on the neck. I just don't see that happening. Carol and Daryl need to carry the show. And we all know Daryl's going to be the last man standing, so he's not going anywhere. But what if Carol actually died? I just think that would severely hurt the character of Daryl Dixon. Carol and Daryl are like peanut butter and jelly. They gotta be together. They make it work. They make the show work so well. And a lot of people are like, well, they have a 3-year contract, so they're safe. And then people are like, well, Chandler Riggs had a contract, and Andrea had a contract, and they had a contract, and this contract, and blah, 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 right? Well, Chandler Riggs is not Melissa McBride. I have to say, Carol is far more valuable to the show than Carl was, in my opinion. Look at all the major, huge, epic, amazing, game-changing moments that happened on the show because of Carol. And to me, Carol's a top 5 character. You have Carol, Daryl, Rick, Michonne, and let's go with Negan. Top 5 for game-changing moments from where they were, where they are, and where they're going. And Carol's a huge part of that. If Carol dies, who's there to keep the show going? I just don't know that answer. Carol's had some amazing badass moments, and I doubt she's going anywhere because she has 2 years left on her contract. And in my opinion, they're safe, and they're super important for the show. Carol and Daryl need to carry the show. And if we lost Carol, because you know we're not losing Daryl, who would be the person to fill that void? And it's a major void because Carol does so much stuff. And yes, she hasn't made the best decisions in season 10, but she let Negan out of the jail cell and set up some big things in season 10. Hopefully she sticks around for season 11 and beyond. And if the contracts hold true and they honor them, we'll get her for season 11 and 12, and then we'll go from there. There's been reports that season 12 of The Walking Dead will be the last one, and the show will end with the 12th season, which would be fine by me, because that's pretty awesome to have 12 seasons of a great show. And a couple seasons weren't the best, but overall, the show has been great for as many seasons as we get. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. And check out my book series on Amazon. We got paperback and digital versions. It's titled Fight for Us. I hope you join the fight and pick up your copy today as the book sales come back to the PT channel as well as the book series. Thank you guys for watching, and tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.